Used to be rapping.
All right, Pirate fans, welcome in to a special edition of the Pirates Cove podcast. We're here at SR Boil House for Pirate Night. We've got a great show for you. I'm your host, Rick Walker. Joining me as always, my twin brother, Rob. Say hello, Rob.
Hello, hello, hello.
Awesome. Obviously, we got a few special guests. Big man sitting next to me, Coach Soza.
Hey, how you doing?
We got some Rockport Pirates behind us. You guys want to say hello? They're an excited bunch. What can you say? So, like I said, we got a great show for you. We're going to talk about a lot of things. First, the headline of the week, Rockport Fulton 2-0 with the big win over San Diego. So we're going to jump right into that with a few questions. Coach Soza, big win for the Pirates, huh?
Oh yeah. These guys in the back over here, they did a heck of a job executing the game plan. Had a really good week of practice this week, especially. But last week was kind of wishy-washy. We had the rain. We had to go inside a couple of days, but they didn't let that deter them from being able to dominate on the field.
For sure. And look, we jumped out to a nice lead. They came back there at the end of the first half, and we shut them down with the interception, which is by the way, the Pirates Cove play of the week. Trevor Garcia intercepting that pass as the receivers going in the end zone. Talk about that play for the Coach.
Oh yeah, that was big. It was they were driving, and there was a couple penalties that helped create that drive for them. But the D-line they got a really good pass rush and forced the parent throw, and Trevor made a really good play on that, and kind of took the air out of their balloon so that we can go into halftime, kind of regroup, and then came back out and played a really good second half.
Yeah, outstanding. Physical football game. Looks like we did really well at the line of scrimmage. It really showed the depth that the Pirates have. Similar to Orange Grove, it looked like you guys were leaning on, open up some nice holes. Talk about your offensive line, Coach.
Yeah, and we talk to those guys all the time about the offensive defensive line. That's who's going to win us ball games. They've done a really good job. The O-line and D-line, they're a special group because they don't get their names in the paper very much. They don't get the interceptions. They get all the hard nose. They get all the pancake blocks, but no one sees those. No one hears about those in the news or in the sports clippings. But they are a close-knit group. They work really hard. Offensive line coach Alvarado and Coach Macetas, they're doing a really good job teaching those guys what to do. Coach Delgado and Coach Mash on the defensive line. I mean, both of those units are really the heart and soul of our team right now.
Yeah, it shows. There was one play in particular that looked like one of the linemen. I didn't get the numbers. It happened so fast, but almost drove a young man into the goalpost into the end zone.
Roman Mays, that was we kind of had a little laugh about that on film, but that's the epitome of what we're about. We want to go all the way to the echo of the whistle, and that's what those guys are learning how to do.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. We called it out on the broadcast. So obviously, Coach Ochoa's team's good football team, well disciplined, they executed well. What I want to compliment and what I've seen in the first two games that's really been impressive to me is the resilience of this team. We've had lots of sustained drives where we just march and score, and then there's times where a big play happens or mistake happens where the opponent scores, and then we come right back. The Pirates battle right back and do it again. What's driving that? Where are we finding that raise up in dealing with the adversity there?
I think the leadership. I think the kids, they're doing a great job of not panicking, of trusting in the coaching staff and trusting in the game plan and trusting in each other. And that's the big thing right now, especially with all the adversity we are going through right now. But it's been a really good this vision of us being able to see that. And it's not easy. It's not really a taught behavior. It's something that comes from within them. And they're doing a great job. The leaders, like we said, we're going to go as the leaders go. And when the leaders are that way, then the team is going to follow. And not just the leaders, the whole senior class. And the senior and junior class, they're just such a tight-knit group right now. And they're playing hard together. That's you can't teach them. Yeah. And another thing that I got an email from UIL this week. And when you get those emails, you don't really – you're afraid to click on it. but it was from AJ Martinez, and it was an email from a ref from our game, and it was titled "Good Sportsmanship." And so the ref, he sent it to UIL and congratulated Rockport Fulton, the athletes, the coaches, and the fans on just with the things, even whenever we weren't happy with the calls, our kids were very respectful, the fans were very respectful, and the coaches were respectful in that. And that speaks volumes of what this program is going to be about. We're going to win with class, we're going to lose with class, and I'm super proud. I told you boys that about that email, and I hope they're proud about that, because that's something that, again, we can say, but until it's actually shown, then you can see that, you know what, this character that we're trying to build with these young men really it's showing up.
And it is like it's evident even from the box when we do the games. Rob and I noticed a lot of excitement, a lot of spirit. You know, people are excited. The support for the teammates, the support for the team in the community. I think it's on schedule is the way I would like to describe it. Maybe even ahead of schedule. And to see that sportsmanship, to see us deal with the adversity, those are things that I think we're really missing last season, and it's good to see that it's come together. And so kudos to you and the staff there.
Yeah. Well, it's we can only say so much. It's these guys behind me that actually have to walk it out and walk the talk and walk the walk. And but I'm super proud of these guys, and I think y'all got to go to lunch or go to dinner or something. Y'all ready to go? So y'all can say y'all's goodbye and y'all can go meet up. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all coming in. Good luck Friday night, obviously. So while they step away, it's great to have them on board. It looks like we're gonna have a technical issue here shortly if we don't get a charger going here, but it's in that bag. You know, first time going live here on a Pirate Night here at SR Boil House. While he's looking for that charger, I want to say, invite anybody in the community watching, come out to SR Boil House every Wednesday night. This is the first time we're doing this. Pirate Night here at the Boil House. Great food, great atmosphere. Bring your family, bring your pets. You'll have great food, great service, and it's just a fun place to be. I mean, look at the view we have behind us here. You know, we got a great guest. We got Rob, which isn't here, but that's fine. But I want to invite you guys to come out and enjoy this place. We will be coming to you live every Wednesday night going forward throughout the football season for the Pirates Cove podcast. So come on out, support SR Boil House. They've been a great sponsor of us and the Pirates for what we do. It's in the red bag. Excited.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you.
That's it.
What you got?
So obviously we're fortunate. We've got great depth at the running back position, all of the different positions. How do you spread the ball around and keep all those guys happy? You know, most of these guys, they want to get in a rhythm. They want to carry the ball as many times as they can. How do you keep all of them involved and keep all of them happy?
Well, the keeping happy part, that's a hard thing to do. That's to be completely honest, it's up to the kid to be happy, right? And we have a character journal that we keep every single week. We go through lessons, and one of the lessons is team versus self. And we talk about how if you are upset after a win because you didn't get the ball enough, then you need to check your attitude. If you're happy after a loss because you had a great game, then your priorities aren't right. And,
Sure.
And again, I can say everything that it's the coaches implementing these behaviors, and it's not. It's those guys that were just standing back here. It's a special group of kids that really do not care who's getting the ball. They just care where the ball is going, right? If the ball is getting in the end zone, then everybody's happy. And it's easy to feel that way whenever you're on a 2-game winning streak, right? It's hard whenever there starts to be that different type of adversity. But I could say as much as I want to say that I'm trying to give everybody the ball where it needs to be, but it is hard. But these kids understand that at the end of the day, the play call is going to be the play call, and we're just going to go execute what we need to do. If your number is called, then keep 2 hands on the ball, and if your number is not, then we're faking or we're blocking our tails off. And they're bought in, and again, it's nothing that I've done. It's what these kids, what these I mean, the community, the parents, everybody's just so supportive of what we're about right now, and I can't ask for anything better right now.
Well, and let's be honest, it's a good problem to have, is it not, Rob? I mean,
Yeah.
having that kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think, I've seen other teams where you have a primary back, and you run them, and everybody's excited until there's an injury or they go down, and now everyone's looking around at who's going to get the ball. We don't have that problem, right? We don't want anyone to get injured, but knowing that we've got depth, knowing that you're setting up calls and calling their number based on what the defense is giving us, all those things, and being bought in, that's going to make the difference, not just this week, but as we progress and get into the playoffs for sure.
And I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it as well. I know Trey, he was our player of the week last week. He had 160 yards rushing, and the defenses, opponents, they see that too, and they're going to game plan to take people away. But that's the beauty of what our offense is about, is if they try to take one guy away, well, they got three other backs that they've got to account for, and that's kind of that's really what the beauty of this offense is. You can maybe slow one part of it down, but if they take one part away, then they're giving something else up, right? As long as we execute. So, and again, it's one, the coaches are doing a great job of coaching the technique, but two, it's the kids just having a selfless attitude.
Love that.
Obviously, it's translated into success early on. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk Bishop Badgers this week. They're coming to visit us here at Pirate Stadium. Excited night. I want to invite all Pirate fans to come out Friday night and be loud and proud as support your team, just like we've been doing. But if you will, talk a little bit about Bishop, Coach.
Yeah, they've struggled right now early in the season, but they're 0-2. But they should have won this past game this past week against Brownsville Pace. They earlier in the game they had a big, long 87-yard run, but they got out down at the 2-yard line, I think it was, and then the next play, quarterback, I think he got in, but they called it a fumble, and defense recovers, so they missed that touchdown at the very end of the game. They got hit on a double move, or really to lose the ball game. And it was just a very unfortunate game for them. Coach Morales over there, again, he's a great coach as well. He's got a great staff. He's going to have those guys ready to go. And so offensively, they're like a lot of schools. They're spread. They're going to try to run the ball, but they've got a lot of speed. They, as being a former track coach, I always seen their relays at the regional track meet, and that means that they've got speed on the outside. They've got big throwers as well, so their O-line is going to be strong and ready to go, and we're excited for the challenge. It's going to be, again, it's a home field advantage game for us, so hopefully our community will come out and be loud whenever we're on defense, and quiet when we're on offense, and super loud when we score some points. So but it's another opportunity, and our kids are excited for it.
We're certainly looking forward to it. Obviously, chance to go 3-0. I like the matchup for us. Rob, any questions around Bishop?
Yeah, I watched some film on him. I saw him play pace, exactly what you saw. They should have won that football game. I have them having 2 turnovers inside the 5-yard line, one after the big run by their tailback, Jackson Benton. But overall, when I look at them, I see a lot of two-way players. Right, and I think depth has been a major strength for us through the first 2 weeks. I would think, I don't want to expect anything, but I would think that we could do some similar things here this week against Bishop. Coach, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, and that's, I guess, as a 4A D2 playing down in divisions, that's kind of going into our strengths. And so we're able to have some success in that over the past 2 weeks. And hopefully we're able to build on that success as well. And we can keep our guys fresh and try to play guys just one way on the field. We're a better team whenever we're able to do that, where Trevor Garcia doesn't have to be on the field for 115 plays, right? Because this is a long season. We're going to have him throughout the whole season. And, we got a couple of guys that do that. And so we're trying to find that depth in the back end of the secondary and in the backfield, and hopefully we're able to show that this week.
Love it.
So you mentioned some guys going both ways, and we talked about it as we started the season on our coaches show. Are there some? And I don't want to put you on the spot here, so but are there some young men that you feel like have really grown from where they're at? Like you're seeing significant growth, the lights coming on, so to speak. That's the terminology, where it's like, hey man, this kid's figuring it out.
Yeah, I think as a whole, everybody is kind is getting into that situation because one, they're learning us as coaches. Two, they're learning the playbook. Three, there's no substitute for experience. The more times you're on the field, the more times you're in the game, then you're going to find that experience, and that's why it's important for us to be able to kind of share the wealth a little bit. And one thing that we try to do is try to limit those guys that are going both ways because again, if we can have those guys that are fresh on one side of the ball, then that's going to help us later on in the year for sure.
Awesome. So we've talked about the Bishop game. Let's talk a little bit about the JV and freshman teams, if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about where you feel like they're at, what you like, and what you feel good about.
Yeah. One, the freshman team, they did a really good job this past week. They pretty much they took it to them this past week.
That's a really nice way to put it.
It was a great to see them being able to be successful. But I think what I was most proud of was that JV group, because sometimes we focus a lot on the freshmen because they have the athletic period by themselves. The JV, they're the scout team for the varsity, right? And so they don't get a lot of quote unquote love. Well, we don't really work individual very much with them. Their individual is on the run. We're trying to teach them. But the thing that we tell them is that you're facing a varsity team every single day for 3 days of the week. So then Thursday should be a little bit easier. And that team, they struggled a little bit against Orange Grove week 1. And then last week against San Diego, I was unaware of that, but they broke an 11-game losing streak.
Wow.
And they did it in very satisfying fashion, beating San Diego 34-2. We fumbled a snap on the extra point, and then they were able to return that. But that group was so just invested, and even whenever we were playing the 2s and the 3s, the starters were invested, and they were cheering on those guys. And that's what that JV team is going to be about. What we teach them when we're talking to them about being mentally tough, and not just mentally tough, but you're going to be physically tough as well. And they were able to show that, and I'm so proud of the way that they were able to feel the excitement of what a victory is about. So hopefully, and again, we had a really good week of practice with those guys again this week, and hopefully they can show out tomorrow in Bishop. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how those guys do.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I was really impressed. I got to see him in the scrimmage, and the growth that I saw, just visually, it was obvious from the scrimmages to that San Diego game. Mm-hmm. It looked like a carbon copy of our varsity football team. Great depth. We controlled the line of scrimmage. We tackled well, even in space. I mean, a lot of great things. I'm really excited for what those guys are going to be bringing to us in the future at the varsity.
Absolutely. They play at 6 o'clock tomorrow in Bishop, and then our freshmen are actually playing in Industrial at 5 o'clock. Okay. So there was some changes in the schedule, but we were trying to. TM had to get out of their game, or might have been Flower Bluff. I don't even remember now. But then we were able to find another game, or Bishop would actually cancel their freshman. That's what it was. Bishop canceled the freshman game, so we were able to find a freshman game for them in Industrial. So they'll be playing on the road in Industrial at 5 o'clock.
And more than likely, the Pirates Cove will have the freshman game as Steve will travel out. Steve Cantu will be out there to present that game. So you can catch that right there on the Pirates Cove on the YouTube channel, and the link will be on the Facebook page. Any other questions for Coach Rob before we let him go?
No, I'm just so excited you're here. We really appreciate what you're doing, what you're about. It really shows through with the boys. Obviously, the community's behind us and behind you and behind the boys, and we're just excited to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us.
Sir, thank you. I do have a couple of shout outs. Can I say
yeah,
little updates from this past week? Our volleyball team They actually swept Bishop this past on Tuesday, and on all 3 levels, it was really exciting to see both freshmen, JV, and varsity. Freshmen and JV, they swept them 2-0, 2-0, and then varsity went to 5 games, but ended up winning. Middle school, they swept all 4 divisions, 7th, 8th, A, B, Robstown on Monday. So that was, again, anytime that we win, it's a great day to be a Pirate. Our tennis team, they faced Port Lavaca team tennis on Saturday. They were able to be victorious on them. Unfortunately, on Monday, the varsity team, they hosted Beeville, and it would look like we were going to pull it out, but then at the very end, we lost 10-9. But those guys and gals, they did a really good job of doing what they need to do. Our JV tennis team is actually in Beeville right now, and hopefully I get some good news later on tonight. Our football, middle school football, we didn't really talk about them much, but the 7th grade B team, they scrimmaged Beeville on Monday. The 8th grade B team, they played Port Lavaca, lost, but it was really good to see those kids and letting them be able to play with the lights on. And then last night, our 7th grade A team and 8th grade A team, they traveled to Kingsville and they split. 7th grade lost, but 8th grade they did a really good game, won a tight one in Kingsville. And then last but not least, our cross country team, again, they are running their tails off, and they're actually going to be at Texas A&M Kingsville this weekend at the Avalon Classic. So a lot of really good things are going on in RF Athletics right now, and we're super proud of what these kids are doing, what these coaches are doing, and again, thank you to the Pirates Cove for everything that y'all do for our athletic program.
Awesome. We appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate the partnership. So, all right. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. Until next time. Good luck Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's Coach Soza, guys. So, as we dive back into the podcast, I want to once again invite you guys to come out to Pirate Night here at SR Bowl House. Great food, great service, family friendly. Bring your dog. Heck, I would try to bring Rob, but he's in Burning. It's a great place, and we're going to be doing this every Wednesday night, coming to you live on the podcast. I don't know that we'll have Coach Soza every night, but when we do it, but if we can, it'd be great. Obviously, it's nice to have him on the show tonight, so I want to thank him for participating in that. So before we move on, Robin, you break down the Bishop Badgers. Let's talk a little bit about our Pirates Cove Players of the Week. Our Offensive Player of the Week is Dawson Phillips, excuse me, I almost said Trey, but Trey's our Defensive Player of the Week. So our 2 Players of the Week are Dawson Phillips on offense and Trevor Garcia on defense. So kudos to those guys. Great game on Friday night. Looking for another great game this coming Friday night. And then we have our Spears & Co. trivia question tonight. Rob Walker's got it for you. Rob, share with the Pirate fans what the trivia question is.
All right. This week's trivia question is, what is the seating capacity for Pirate Stadium? Again, what is the seating capacity for the Rockport Fulton Pirate Stadium? If you know the answer, post in the comments, and the winner is going to receive what, Rick?
The winner will receive a $50 gift card to SR Bowl House. Have a nice meal on us, on the Pirates Cove, by getting the answer to the trivia question correctly. So, what is the capacity of Rockport Fulton Pirate Stadium? First one to answer it on the channel will be marked the winner, and then if you'll message us, we will get you your gift card so you can come enjoy a great family night. So, with that being said, Rob, dive in, break down the Bishop Badgers for us for this Friday night.
I'll do what I can. Coach Soza already dove in a little bit, but they're led by Coach Rigo Morales. They play in District 16-3AD1. That's the second team in a row we're playing from that district. And again, another move for an opponent that we're playing. They moved down from 4A to 3A. So thus far, the Badgers are 0-2. They're coming off a 2-8 2023 season and a by-district loss round 1. They returned 6 offensive and 6 defensive starters. And they're another spread team on offense. They're averaging 15 points a game, Rick. And, you know, I think they have potential to do more. We'll talk about that in just a second. On defense, they're multiple. A lot of what I saw was 3-3-5 formation, but that was against a spread, other spread teams, and obviously we're not spread very often. We are selectively, so how they line up against us will be pretty interesting, I think.
For sure.
They played most recently Brownsville Pace, as Coach mentioned. They lost a close game, 23-17. They should have won that ball game. I'll reiterate that. 2 turnovers late. One of them I thought was a touchdown, just like Coach did. Ball was stripped out of the quarterback's hand right at the goal line. And then another one, a receiver caught a pass right around the 3 or 4 yard line, was spinning around, and they punched it out, and Pace recovered. The first game they played London. That was a bit of a blowout, 45-13 on the scoreboard, but closer in action. There were a couple of big plays late that made that game so far apart. But week over week, they've improved. And what they've had a big problem with is turnovers. So if we can continue to cause turnovers, they'll continue to have problems. If we don't, it's going to be a very competitive football game. On offense,
Hey,
they
Rob,
have.
Rob,
Go
I gotta
ahead.
cut you short. I'm sorry. We're having a technical difficulty battery wise, so I need you to be quick. What's the sorry to cut you off. What's the your prediction for Friday night as we're gonna wrap this thing up?
Yeah, I think the Pirates are going to score points, and I think we're going to put 41 on them, and they're going to only score 21 on us.
Okay. So you heard it there, folks. Rob's predicting 41-14, Rockport Fulton Friday night. We invite you to come out. It should be an exciting game. Excited to ask that you be loud and proud as usual, and wish the Pirates well. And want to thank our sponsors for tonight, especially SR Bowl House, allowing us to come to you live here from this great restaurant. And appreciate their sponsorship. Want to thank Spears & Co. as well. And they're also sponsoring our broadcast. So come out Friday night, be in the stands loud and proud. But if you can't make the game or you got relatives that can't, like and share and subscribe our broadcast so everybody can tune in and catch the Pirates get to 3-0 this Friday night.
The broadcast will be on YouTube. It will stream on YouTube. We will share the link on Facebook.
Outstanding. I want to shout out to the Aguilar family for coming out to SR Bowl House, supporting the Pirates as always. Johnny the Z-Man Zavala, Steve Kent too. I want to thank you guys. Obviously, want to thank Coach for joining the podcast tonight. Join us next week. Join us Friday for the game. Join us next Wednesday night as we come to you again live from SR Bowl House with Pirate Night. Come out, be loud, come celebrate the Pirates. Don't forget the trivia question. What is the capacity of Rockport Fulton Pirates Stadium? Thanks for joining us. Till next time, go Pirates.
Go Pirates.